All right, everyone. So it is time for my October wrap up, and I read a total of 4 books, three regular books, and one graphic novel. So I'll talk about the graphic novel first. I read Lumberjanes Volume 3. Much like the first two, I really enjoyed it. This one I think I might have liked the most. I think they're just getting better as they go on. They're getting more adventurous, sometimes a little bit more spooky. I think this is the one, yeah, where it starts off with them trying to tell like scary stories and everything. And their camp counselor doesn't really tell a very scary story, but some of them try to support her. Um, I love Jen's character because she just tries so much, and it's like she runs into all these problems, and you definitely feel for her. So this one, I mean, they don't come out right out and technically say it, but there is LGBT characters in this. There are two what looks like female presenting characters who are in a relationship or trying to, it seems like, form a relationship, and they kind of get caught up with the bear woman, and there's a story with that, and them trying to escape from, like, I think like this other realm, or like this cave, in this other realm. I can't quite remember, but it's an interesting storyline. And yeah, I really enjoyed that volume. Next, I read Revenge Are Us, which is a Goosebumps 2000 book. And honestly, I gotta say, this one didn't impress me. It's not really memorable. It basically is this girl, her brother is basically a jerk to her, and she tries to go through, like, I don't know, this weird company or whatever to get revenge on him. Of course, some kind of magic stuff or supernatural things are kind of involved. And yeah, basically, it's people getting revenge on each other, mean siblings. It's one that really didn't stick out enough for me to remember. After a while, you kind of get tired of the um, jerky brother, bratty sister type thing. And this isn't in all Goosebumps, but it comes up once in a while, and those are never my favorites because they're just too annoying. Honestly, I think the only one I really give a pass to that, because it's not too bad and I really like the story, is Egg Monsters from Mars. I did, however, for the most part, enjoy The Lizard of Oz, which is a Goosebumps Most Wanted book. Um, I used to be able to read Goosebumps like within a couple of days, but now that, I'm an adult with a job and everything else, I can't. Um, Especially when they're like by ebook and not audio. So it wasn't that I didn't like enjoy the story enough to think it was entertaining. I just didn't have time to finish it. And if I had time, this would have been one that I probably would have finished in a short amount of time, because it was entertaining enough to keep reading. I feel at this point, with a lot of Goosebumps, some of the endings have been redone a few times. There's not a whole lot of original ideas in Goosebumps anymore, because there's only so many twists and endings that you can do in that kind of series, and the original set had 62 books, so and now this is, like, I don't know, the fourth this series or whatever. But it wasn't horrible. I just feel that it's one of those things that it's a weird twist, but it's similar to other twists. So this is about two kids. It mainly focuses on this girl. But there are two kids, a boy and a girl. I forget their names, but their parents want to open up a lizard farm. They go to Australia and they get this rare lizard, right? And something happens. I think she gets bit or something like that. And the girl begins to act lizard-like. And of course, she has to figure out what's going on. Uh, like I said, it was interesting, but the twist really came out of nowhere. I like it better than some of the other ones I've read in the newer series. But yeah, that one was a little strange. Then finally I read One Dark Throne. And I enjoyed it. I really think this is going to become a favorite series of mine. Some things are a little hard to keep up with because I'm listening to it all on audio, especially like, you know, at slow points at work or when I'm doing other things. So occasionally there might be things that you misunderstand or miss or whatever. You know, audiobook can be hit or miss with things. I personally like them. I do count it on my Goodreads and everything because I still am consuming the story. But again, when you have books that are at least a few hundred pages with, you know, a big set of characters and everything, some things can be kind of forgettable or mixed up and stuff. But the story still is entertaining enough to keep my attention and wanted me to go back and read more about these characters and continue on with this series. So, of course, we have the three sisters who are, you know, in one way or another still basically fighting for this crown, you know, figuring out who they really are and everything. And there's violence and secrets and reveals and all that other stuff that, you know, you can't really talk about too much because you would give the story away. I am kind of curious though, and I really don't want to give away spoilers, especially if you have not read the first book and understand what I'm talking about. But for those of you who have read this entire series, because like I said, I just finished book 2, I'm on book 3 now. I'm curious about Arsinoe, or as the audiobook pronounces, Arsinoe, but I think the author says Arsinoe. The thing with Arsinoe and Katarine, are either of them Legion cursed? Because if it was what they said it was, how is Katarine alive? Right? Because that's kind of the point about them and their abilities, and them basically using their abilities to get the crown, right? So, yeah, it probably doesn't make any sense me asking, but I think if people who are watching this have read it, they'll understand what I'm talking about. If not, you can always ask, and we'll figure out a way to, you know, put spoiler alerts on there. But yeah, interesting ending. I really feel bad for Katarina in a lot of ways. I still think that my favorite character, and the favorite family section type thing is probably Arsinoe and her naturalist family. Jules is a good friend. Interesting character as well. So yeah, that is my October wrap-up. Let me know what you guys read in October. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.